Greetings everybody, welcome back to another episode of Serious Quest Adventures in World of Warcraft. So before we get back into the game, there's a couple things I need to talk about, and I guess while we do this, let's just dance. Because why not? So this is actually, that's a really stupid dance by the way. This is a different character now. I mentioned it in my channel update the other day. I accidentally started on the wrong server. So I wanted to play on Zangarmarsh. I hope that's how you pronounce it. But I accidentally created the character on a different server. I think it was Emerald Dream. Maybe. I'm not sure anymore. Because I was testing out different servers and stuff like that. So I made a new one and just leveled him to here again. So the items and everything else are a little bit different. And I haven't really equipped anything other than the staff we got at one point in a quest. This one here. I think the rest is still the stuff I started out with, maybe. And that's because I want to talk about something kind of like a self-imposed challenge or something. Before I do that though, let's look at my UI. I changed it. Aha. So I no longer use that elf UI like I had last time. I wanted something that's a little bit more that kind of matches the theme a little bit more, you know, like an actual RPG or something. And this one looks a lot better, I think. It's based on, I think it's called what's it called, Gold Paw or something? Let's see. Yeah, Gold Paw's UI. It's based on that. Most of it is from it. Except the bars down here are actually using the bartender mod, and I laid this out myself in a custom way just because I can change the hotkeys on this easily. I couldn't do that with the other UI, so it's just a little bit more. It just goes with the theme a little bit more, I think. And a lot of these things are like hidden if I don't use them or if I'm out of combat, so it's kind of neat. But yeah, I'll talk about the self-imposed challenge in a bit. Let's just talk to this fellow again. So, Crenan's potion did not kill you. Well, I suppose that means the human inside of you is in control then. I guess I won't be shooting you after all, at least not yet. Go speak to Crenan Aranas and give him the good news. He's in charge of the house where we keep your kind. Just remember Sirius, by the way I had to add a U, because Sirius was taken on the server, apparently. I've got my eye on you. You so much as try anything funny and you'll get a bullet between the eyes. Oh, he doesn't really trust us, yet. Oh, you'll trust us, hopefully. I'm sure you will. But yeah, so I was watching someone, I forgot who it was. He does a lot of like Machinima stuff, trying to remember the name. And he was doing something called the Weary Traveler Challenge, I believe. And it's kind of like, there's a few different challenges. There's the Iron Man challenge and some other ones, and the Weary Traveler one was based on that. But the point is that he had some cool rules that he gave himself for his character, and I think I want to use some of these. Let's talk to him first though. It worked! By the light, it worked! Ah yes, the effects of the curse cannot ever be fully cured as far as we know. With treatment, however, your mind will remain yours, and not that of a wild animal. We are fortunate that the treatment worked on you. Normally I can only treat recent infections. We'll need to continue your medication if we are to have you reverse the curse. I will need mandrake essence to brew another batch of my serum for you. You will find a crate stashed beneath the shed southwest of town. Alright, we shall do this in a little bit. But yeah, so the point is that he had some really cool restrictions, and one of them being that the gear he's allowed to wear, that was a rhyme, he had to actually craft it himself. And just thinking about that actually for some reason really excites me or something, because normally I feel like profession gear, stuff you can craft, is not always great stuff. You usually get better stuff from quests and such. So I don't know, there's something kind of interesting about, to me, having to go around and actually crafting your own gear. And I think I want to do this, kind of like a little bit of a challenge. So that's why I didn't equip any of the quest stuff here. So I think what I'm trying to do is, when we get to pick a job here, I'm going to go with leatherworking so that I can craft my own leather armor. But let me actually explain how professions in this game work. So we have a secondary profession list and we have a primary profession list. The primary ones are split in between gathering and production, and you can pick 2 of those in total. So for gathering, we have 3 different ones. We have herbalism to get all the herbs and other kinds of flowers for like potions and such. We have mining to get ores and gems, I think. And we have skinning to get like leather and stuff like that. And then for the production professions, we have quite a few more for like alchemy, blacksmith, enchanting, engineering, inscription, jewel crafting, leatherworking, and tailoring. So normally when I make a character, I always take mining and skinning to gathering professions, because you can sell these things on the auction house for quite a bit of gold. You can make quite a bit of money with this. But because I'm thinking about going with an actual profession now to make my own armor, I'm gonna have to pick, I think, leatherworking. I believe that's what a druid wears. I think. I'm sure. Right. If not, I'll change it up again. You can change them if you want. But yeah, so we're gonna go get leather crafting. Or leatherworking. So we just train this. Yep. Accepted. Bam. That's our first profession. And you can see right now in the chat also, it gives us a bunch of recipes right away. So that's kind of cool. And then for the gatherings profession, we have to pick the skinning one, so that we can actually get our materials for making armor and such. And I believe you might still have to go and buy other things. I don't know exactly. I don't think I ever did leatherworking, so that should be fun. So now if we open our skill book and the professions, we can see we have our 2 primaries here. And I'm gonna put the thing down here, the leatherworking one, because if you click this, it brings up the window with all the things you can craft. And you can see this needs like leather scraps, light leather, and then it needs like some other items that you can buy at a shop. So that's kind of cool. Skinning, we don't need to do anything with. We can just right click a skinnable enemy when it's dead and we'll automatically skin it. And we also get 15 extra skill points. That's 16 out of 90. It's a bit hard to read, instead of like 1 out of 75. That's because we are Worgen. And I believe the Worgen start out with like a better skinning thing, I guess. I don't know what it's called. Is that the book? I guess I can't look at that right now. No, I can't. I thought I could. It's not in here, right? Spellbook. Oh wait, it's over here. A little bit confusing. So one of the passive ones should be this one. Flayer. Skinning skill increased by 15 and allows you to skin faster. So that's because we are a Worgen. That's a racial passive. So that's kind of cool. We also have a racial passive of increases critical strike chance by 1%. Interesting. But yeah, so those are the 2 professions we'll do and focus on. And then, let's see, this is just a bank. I think to get the primary ones, there should be an NPC around here that can teach us all the secondary professions, which you can learn all of them at once. You don't have to choose. This is priest. I think it's the next house actually. Look at Prince Liam Greymane sleeping. Innkeeper. Okay, so there's the cooking trainer. That's one of the secondary ones. So we'll train this as well. And our first recipe is the spice bread. Okay. Let's learn that. And I think, yes, there's the first aid trainer. So with cooking, as you would think or guess, you can make food, all kinds of food. And food in this game heals you, and it also has like some food gives you special buffs for like a certain amount of time. But the stuff at the beginning, I guess, just gives you... Oh no, this one gives you a buff. If you spend at least 10 seconds eating, you will become well fed and gain 2 stamina for 15 minutes. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And then the first aid one, it lets you make bandages out of cloth that you get from like enemies and such. And these can heal you over time. If you use it says here heals 120 damage over 6 seconds. And I believe you can only use him out of combat, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure on that. And then we also have fishing as a secondary profession, and archaeology. And we'll get those later, I believe. I'm not sure if I can learn fishing in this city here. don't think I ever found the guy. I know where we can learn it later on for sure. So we'll look a little bit of a quick look around here. Nope. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do?
Ain't you a chipper looking one?
I'm gonna sell all the stuff. Because we won't need it anyway. So you can see it's a little bit laggy. I don't know if that's the server. It says I have a 94 ping. So that might become an issue actually. I hope it's... I don't think when I tested out the server at one point that I had this kind of lag. So I'm hoping that it's just today that it's being a little bit laggy. So this might be affecting the episode slightly. Hopefully not too bad though. But yeah, should be fine. Let's see. So what we could do, for example, now is if you look at our recipes, I think the spice bread is easy to make because we need flour and mild spices, and I believe she sells those.
Customers only.
Let's see. Yeah, she does sell them. So let's buy a few of them. Wow, it's quite the delay. That's a little bit silly. I might just stop after this episode and try again tomorrow, but yeah, let's just get those real quick. And so what we have to do now to cook, I think we need a fire, right? Or can we just make this? No, it does require cooking fire. Fire. So if you go back to your profession thing, you have the skill here to make a fire. It doesn't take anything. I'm just gonna put this down there. There we go. Yeah, now we can just sit here and craft our food. So the reason why I'm doing the cooking stuff and the first aid stuff is because I want to get rid of, or I want to not use potions as well, kind of as like a restriction. So we're not allowed to use potions, we're only allowed to use food that we made. Nothing that we found or bought, I think, maybe. Just stuff that we actually made. And then same for bandages, we can make bandages and use them. We could go ahead and say that we are not allowed to use food that gives you a special buff if you eat it. I don't know if that's really a big benefit or not. Or like, you know, I don't think those buffs are like that great. At least at the beginning, so this might be fine, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do that, maybe we won't. This challenge is not supposed to be like to make it more difficult. This challenge is to make it a little bit more interesting for myself to play. And yeah, I don't know, there's something about making your own stuff that seems pretty interesting. So you can see we made a bunch of food and it increased our skill to 21 out of 75. If a recipe is red like this, you always get a skill point if you craft it. After a while, if you like exceed a specific skill point, they turn yellow and then you sometimes get a point, sometimes you don't. After that they turn green, which means you barely get any points, but you still do. And eventually they turn gray. That means you don't get anything from it. Oh, no experience at least. No skill points, I guess. Did this unlock anything new? I don't think... Oh yeah, it did. Look at that. So because we have cooking over 10 now, you can see this here. We unlocked more recipes here. So we can just learn them. And if you want to see what's like all coming up, you can select the unavailable here. And there's a lot to learn. So at cooking 40 we'll get something again. So that's kind of cool. Okay, looking at my list, yeah, so right now we're only able to craft our gear. We're not allowed to equip gear that we get from quests or that we find, except for weapons, I think, because we can't make our weapons because we only have 2 primary professions, which we already filled. So I think for weapons, I'm gonna make it so that we can only get it from quests, maybe? I don't know. Not weapons that we find or can buy. Maybe, I don't know. If you guys have any other ideas for like interesting challenges or rules, I guess I should call them, let me know. This crate has been smashed and the vials inside of it appear to have been broken. Okay, so there's some ships down there. A long knife with a skull ornament on its hilt sticks out of his militiaman's ribs. As you look around for clues, you spot a pair of savage-looking warships at the shore. Gilneas is being invaded. bring word back to Duskhaven's mayor, Gwen Armstead. We should do this. Oh, and someone is attacking. A Forsaken assassin. Gilneas will soon belong to the Forsaken. Oh yeah, we'll see about that. So yeah, that's an undead. Also known as Forsaken. I think there's different like groups for the undead. And one of them is called the Forsaken. So if you want to play undead, you can do that. You can play on the Horde side. Okay, let's go back and report though. Should be back in the building, I believe. Maybe. Yeah, I think he's in there. Oh, her. Oh, it's Gwen, right.
What can I
Forgot.
do for you?
Her top hat is so fancy. It's not top hat. It's a head. Forsaken? Quick, Sirius. We must mount a defense. The reefs have always protected us from a coastal attack. The earthquakes must have opened a passage for the Forsaken ships. Quick, Sirius. Slow down the attackers while I get the rest of the militia ready. I think I can hear the prince and some of our men engaging the Forsaken, even as we speak. Speak to Liam and see how he can be of use. Oh, and make sure he doesn't get himself killed. I'm afraid he might be a little reckless in his current state.
Farewell.
Sounds good. So the expansion pack is coming out soon, right? Legion. What's up with her? In almost 2 months, I believe. I guess it's sort of soon. Not really. Sirius, you are alive. Yes, I am. I thought I was having dreams about the old days when I heard your voice. You dreamed about me. I failed to defend my people in Gilneas City. It seems the fates have given me a second chance, Sirius. Stop running away. I'm talking to you. Dude, you gotta chill. Let me talk to you. I will not fail again. Okay, hold the line quest. Sirius, I will not... I'm still not sure if you're alive or dead, human or Worgen. I'm not even sure if I'm really awake, but this I am sure of. We're going to kill a great many of these motherless Forsaken. Okay, just kill Forsaken. Look here, Sirius, the big fat ones, abominations they're called. They don't go down easy, so don't tackle them on your own. But I have an idea, so crazy it might work, might just work. Or it might get us killed, if we are both not careful, I suppose. That's good. There's a barrel of gunpowder beneath the sheds and by the windmills. Grab them and toss them right on the abomination's heads. I'll take care of the rest with this trusty old blunderbuss. Alright, we have stuff to do. Guess we can help out here right away. Yeah, so Legion is coming out soon-ish. And I've kind of been thinking if... ooh, level 6. Kind of been thinking if we can make it till level 100, I believe, before the expansion comes out. Now, if I would release an episode a day, that would not be a lot of time. Or I guess it would be like, let's say 60 episodes if it really was like every day. About 60 episodes. I don't know if it's possible to reach level 100 by then, especially if you like decide to read all or at least most of the quests, right? So I don't know, I'm just trying to think like if I want to maybe skip a bunch of quests or how we want to do this. Because I mean there are a lot of quests that are like super interesting, right? That are like just filler quests and stuff. So maybe what I'll do, and I think that's something someone mentioned in the past where a Warcraft video I made, is just pick areas that I thought were interesting the first time I played and stuff and go through them and read all the quests there and maybe just rush through others. I don't know. I'm getting surrounded a lot by these guys right now. Man, the lag is not that great, but we can manage. So yeah, if you guys have any opinions on that related to quest, let me know. I don't know how fast you can level nowadays, if we can really make it to level 100 till then. Okay, but before we do anything actually, I just saw we leveled up, right? And because we leveled up, we got the pretty much the most important ability as a druid, I guess. We got our first form, which means we can actually turn into another animal. In this case, we got the cat form. Shapeshift into a cat form, increasing movement speed by 30% and allowing the use of cat form abilities. Also protects the caster from polymorph effects and reduces damage taken from falling. Alright, and we also actually had a skill here, Dark Flight, which you get as a Worgen. It just, when you activate it, you get like 40% movement speed for 10 seconds, so that's kind of cool. But I'll just put the cat form over here. So if I activate it now, scobloosh, we are a cat. Oh yeah. This is the DPS rogue-ish form I mentioned a few times before. So in this form you kind of play as a rogue, pretty much just very similar as a rogue, and it gets his own like set of skills here, right? As a cat, we can still cast the other ones, but if I would do this, you get out of your form and you could turn back into your normal casting form, I guess. So you don't really want to use them in that particular form. So what we do instead with the new skills is we have one, oh that's auto attack. We have the prowl, which kind of makes you invisible like this. So enemies have a harder time finding you. They can still detect you depending on if they're like a higher level and if you're like super close up, but it's a lot harder for them to actually see you. Downside is we are 30% slower, but then we also have, if we go back out of this again, we have Shred, which just causes, it's just our default attack again, and it says being stealth increases damage by 20% and doubles critical strike chance, and damage increased by 20% against bleeding targets. And then we also have this one here, which is a finishing move, but I'll talk about this a little bit. One thing I have to do super quick is change some things on my bars so that these skills here turn into these skills if I become a cat form. So I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. So now if I'm in cat form, my skill bar on the right side changes. The left side is still the same because I don't need to change it at the moment, so I'll just leave it there for now. And if I turn back, see, it switches also out to the other spells. So that's super useful. So yeah, this is the form we'll be playing in most of the time from now on, I think, for now. Because it's pretty strong, and like I said, it plays like the thief, which I like a lot, so might as well do this. So we need 4 of these things. We have 3 right now. Let's get these real quick. And this is actually pretty funny, this quest. So these guys, they are pretty tough ones, and he said we shouldn't fight them. Instead we throw a barrel at him, and he's gonna shoot it. Skabloosh. So much easier to deal with. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky to explain how the cat works, but if I select this guy I just killed, you can see we have a new bar here, and it has 2 of these things filled out of 5. Those are combo points. My first ability and my default ability, it says it awards 1 combo point. So every time I use this on an enemy and it hits, I get a combo point. And then with these combo points, you can use your finishing moves like this, the Ferocious Bite, and you can see at the bottom, depending on how many combo points we had on the enemy, it does a different amount of damage. So that's kind of the thing here. So when you attack one, you want to, you know, get your points up. See how it increases every time I do this, and then up to 5, and then you can use your finisher to kill them, which will consume all the points, of course. But they die so quickly that usually, like I can do this here. See how much damage I did? That almost insta-killed him on those 4 points. That was the Ferocious Bite, so that's really cool. Is there anything else I need to know about this actually? So it says it deals damage per combo point and consumes up to 25 additional energy to increase damage by up to 100%. Oh, interesting. So if I use this, I should have 50 energy, right? Because it costs 25 to use, and if I have an additional 25, it does more damage. I think that's what I read from that. Might have to try that. Okay, last one of those guys. And I think we killed all the other ones, yeah. I just like watching this. Alright, it's, oops. No, it's actually stay in cat form. and just turn in our quests. I know there was a lot of talking in this episode, lots of explaining things, but I hope next time it will be a little bit more relaxed. Yes, serious, just like old times. I'm going to have this guy. He can't stand still for a second, can he? I'm going to have to work hard at not shooting you, but Quentin explained everything to us. Okay, we can pick stuff here, which doesn't really matter to us, so I'll pick whatever gives most money. Oh my goodness! This guy's annoying. Dude. This is, it's gonna be frustrating. I'll just pick this, whatever. Make a great team. It's good to have you. Have you back. Okay. Let's pick. It doesn't matter. We can't use. So let's pick the food. Spice bread. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we can use this because we can make this food. Oh man, this is so frustrating. I'm sorry. We can take it from here. These are only small part of the Forsaken forces. If we don't move quickly, we're going to have bigger problems on our hand. See what you can do to engage the Forsaken army at the landing location. Okay, I made it before you started to run away. Yeah, so can we use this or not? Because we made spice bread. I don't know. Because I don't want to like keep track of like, okay, I got, you know, spice bread. It doesn't even tell you how much. I guess 5. I don't know. It's gonna be tricky to keep track of these things.
Ain't you a chipper?
Maybe if I have the food, then it's fine to use it. Great news, Sirius. I've sent the remaining militia to the shore to meet the Forsaken force head on. Lord Godfrey is leading the attack near the Forsaken's landing area. See what he can do to help us keep the Forsaken back. I've been told Godfrey has commandeered the storm cellar in the Allen farmstead far to the west. Seek him there.
Long live Greymane.
Okay, shall do. Is there any store here where I can get rid of my stuff? I think, unfortunately, at the beginning... oh, no, I don't. Well, I might as well set my waypoint here. At the beginning of their starter area here, there isn't really... Okay, I can't do sell here either. There isn't really a lot of things you can skin, unfortunately, so... our leatherworking stuff will have to wait a little bit, unfortunately, till later. Let's just sell our stuff here. Sell this. I guess I just sell 5 of these. We should probably do this too, just have 1 stack of food on us, maybe. Might be a nice challenge as well. Let's do that. Always just 1 stack of food. I think that works. Alright, but I think I'm gonna end the episode today. I know we talked about a lot of things. I know there was a lot of rambling. Oops, let's just do... Actually, can these guys dance? Oh, yep, he can. Yeah, lots of things to explain and stuff, but just had to get it out. Just had to inform you guys about the things that I'm planning on doing, and next time we just focus mostly on the game and, you know, just take it a little bit more relaxed. And yeah, I don't know. If you have any opinions on that questing issue, situation, let me know. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.